Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Deb, good morning to you.
Yes, good morning, Rachel.
Good to see you.
Yes, you as well.
Yeah, we hope some people can hop on and watch this video today. We're going to be talking about the American Queen Riverboat cruise that you have going in April of 2022. So I'm excited to hear all the details about that. But before we get going on that, you're finally back home.
Yes.
Yes. So you just completed a trip with Northland. It was Minnesota Northwoods.
Correct. Yep.
All right. Tell us about it.
Okay, we just got back a couple days ago. It was a fantastic trip. We seen a lot and did a lot. We went way up into northern Minnesota. Matter of fact, we went up through Duluth, spent a couple days there, and then went on up to Ely, which is up on the boundary waters, as far north as you can get until you get to the boundary waters. We were only about 50, 60 miles from the Canadian border if you could hop across the boundary waters. So we were way up there. The weather 100% totally cooperated with us, which was fantastic. The folks had a good time. We had an excellent traveling group. They were a lot of fun. We had a lot of relaxing time on this tour. You know, sometimes I have a lot planned each day, but I purposely, because we had good hotels that were on the water, a lot of times on the waterfront and that, and I just wanted to let them have some good relaxing time, which they did, and they really enjoyed that. So yeah, it was fun. We had a lot of good times.
Good. Yes. And this is the first time seeing you in person. So thank you for sending all the pictures back.
Yeah.
For all of our tours, the guides do an awesome job at sharing those pictures, and so that we can share them on Facebook. And I'm assuming if you're watching us, you're familiar with our Facebook friends, but maybe you have some friends who aren't, and we definitely encourage you to share our page and watch the pictures as we're out traveling again. It's fun to kind of experience and see the group. Maybe you see some people that you know, or you see some destinations that you're like, wow, I really need to go there. And we can help you out with that too. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I forgot to mention, I did want to mention too, what was really great. This is our second trip that we've taken now since post-COVID here. And we really felt relaxed. Things are getting back to normal again, which is fantastic, you know. So things are going very good out there, you know. I mean, there's a few places a little guarded yet, but I mean, it's for the most part, and there's hundreds and hundreds of people out there. Everybody's anxious to travel and everybody's anxious to go. So yeah, it was a good time.
Good. Just a couple housekeeping items before we get going with all the details with your trip. First off, we're not live today. Sorry about that. We've got some other things that we had to take care of this morning. But so definitely, as you're listening to this video, if you have questions, you can see the number down there. Give Rhonda a call. Or if you'd like a copy of the itinerary, just give a call to the office, and we'd be happy to get one in the mail to you or visit with any questions that you may have. You can also leave a comment on the Facebook posts, and we will see that and make sure to get back to you as well. And just the second real quick thing I want to bring up, because I feel like it's pretty appropriate, because Deb, this is also another one of your tours. Albuquerque, it's hard to believe, but Albuquerque Hot Air Balloon Festival that we just talked about maybe 2 weeks ago, we are coming up on a deadline. July 30th is it for signing up for that trip. So if you have been considering that trip for this next year, or have questions on that, we're kind of getting down to that time. So definitely encourage you to check out that video that we did a couple weeks ago. Get all the details, or again, call Rhonda at the office and we can visit with you about that, because we sure would like to get a few more people on that trip. So encourage you to check that one out. So, but today now we're going to talk about the American Queen Riverboat Cruise. It's going to be April 10th through the 18th of 2022, 9 days long. And there's some good stuff involved with this one, including a flight to Memphis, I believe. So Deb, we're just going to go ahead and give it away, or let you take it away here. So
okay, thanks, Rachel.
You bet.
this is what I consider a trip of a lifetime. I get excited about most all of my trips, and I'm super glad to be back on the road again and traveling like all the rest of you are. That goes unsaid. But this trip here is a new trip that we've just put together recently, and it's a trip that I'm super, super excited about. I can't wait. This is going to be a great trip. As Rachel said, it's the American Queen Mississippi Riverboat from Memphis to New Orleans. This will be a 9-day trip. We will spend 8 days on the riverboat. This riverboat it's like I said, it's the American Queen, and this is the largest river steamboat ever built. However, this riverboat, in comparison, if you're trying to compare it to your normal cruise ships, the international cruise ships, the Alaskan cruise ships, so on and so forth, that hold thousands of people, these riverboats are lots smaller in comparison to them. This riverboat here, in the American Queen in particular, holds 435 guests. So that's just a fraction of what your normal big cruise ships hold. Like I said, that hold usually several thousand. So everything is lots less calm. It's a very relaxing trip. Again, we're going to be going from Memphis to New Orleans, down there in the South, where there's just lots and lots of history, and so it's going to be fun. This riverboat, like your normal cruise ships, they offer 3 meals every day. These are all this stuff that I'm talking about is all inclusive in the one price. It's you'll get 3 great meals on the riverboat every day. They have nightly entertainment. We'll have our stops each day in these historic ports down south, where you'll get to spend the day, get off the riverboat, spend the day there exploring, and then get back on the riverboat late afternoon, and then we'll travel down to our next port. So again, just as leisure or just as full of excitement as you want it to be. It's all up to you. I'm going to start out now by talking about our first day out, which will be Sunday, April 10th. We will ask you folks to meet us at the Des Moines airport, and then from there we will have a late morning flight to Memphis. We'll have a short layover in Atlanta, and then that'll get us into Memphis around 4:30 in the afternoon. We don't actually depart Des Moines until 11:40 in the morning, so it's a later morning flight, which is nice. And so then we'll get into Memphis, like I said, about 4:30 that afternoon. We'll get you over to the hotel and get you checked in. And then the next morning, which is Monday, while everybody else, other than our Northland group, while other folks are getting up and deciding what they're going to do in Memphis that day, we're going to be well on our way and starting to have some fun. Because what I have included in here is a fun city tour of Memphis that we're going to do. We don't board the riverboat until late that afternoon, so we don't want to just sit around and do nothing that day. So we're going to have a bus and a step-on guide come and pick us up at the hotel, and then they will take us on this fun city tour of Memphis. And this, if you've went on city tours with me before, this is far different than the normal city tour that I take you on, step-on guide. This is a real unique tour. I don't want to give it away. I like to surprise folks with. It's just full of lots of fun. So you still learn a lot, but at the same time, you have a lot of fun. So we'll do that through the morning for 2-3 hours. And then around noon, we'll get you down on Beale Street in Memphis there. And we'll give you some time to go find some good food, some good barbecue, or whatever it is that you would choose to have for lunch, and do some shopping down there in Beale Street. And then we will pick you up and take you back to the hotel so we can get all of our suitcases and everything repacked and all ready to go, and head over to by mid-afternoon, late afternoon, we'll be going over to the riverboat and board there and start our fun cruise. That evening, of course, we'll have dinner on board the riverboat. And like I said, breakfast, dinner, supper, all the meals are included on the riverboat. In the one package price. And what's nice about the riverboat in comparison to your cruise ships, where on the cruise ships, a couple of times, usually through the venture of the cruise, why you will have to have dress up nights. On the riverboat here, we have no dress up nights. So you don't have to take your fancy clothes. You don't have to take your good dress clothes and all that stuff. Just normal, good, everyday, casual dress is perfectly good for every night that we're on the riverboat, every meal that we have. And each night that we do have dinner on board the riverboat, they try and highlight what's popular in that geographical area that we're cruising through at the time. Again, if you don't care for that type of food, that whatever it is they're offering, they always have a regular menu that you can choose from too. But it's always nice to get the local cuisine that's there in that area. So that we'll take care of that day. And then on day 3, Tuesday, April 12th, we will then be cruising overnight from Memphis down to the port of the Mississippi Delta. And that's where we'll spend our day that day. Again, you can get off and explore just as much as you want or as little as you want. But here you're going to see in this geographical region that it's not just a way of life that they have there, but you'll get to see the real cultural experience. It's a pretty neat thing to do. And again, then we'll board late afternoon from there and get going again and head on down to Vicksburg, Mississippi. This is where we'll be on day 4, Wednesday. And as most of you know, and as if you remember your history from school, that Vicksburg was a major battle site in the Civil War. And this town, it fully explores and continues to show the history. And what's nice about here, starting in Vicksburg, and you're going to find in 2 or 3 or 3 or 4 of the other stops that we make along the way, that as part of the all-inclusive package, they're going to offer a complimentary hop-on, hop-off bus tour of each of these locations. And I'm sure most of you know what that is, but what you'll get a chance to do is get on a bus that they have right there at the Riverport. And you can go out into Vicksburg or wherever it is we're at, and they will stop at different landmarks along the way. And you can hop off and you can spend as much time or as little time as you want there, and then just catch the next bus. They constantly have buses just making the circle. And you can catch the next bus and go on to the next stop and get off there. And so those are always fun to do. But again, those are all complimentary. And we will have one of those that you can do in Vicksburg. And each port stop we have always doesn't leave until late afternoon. So you've got most of the day to explore the area. Then after we leave Vicksburg, we're going to travel down to Natchez, Mississippi. And this is a charming little river town that was founded back in 1716. And you're going to learn lots of history again there. And again, there in Natchez, they offer the complimentary hop-on, hop-off bus, just like they did in Vicksburg. So you'll get a chance to do that. Then the next day, we're going to cruise down into Louisiana. And we're going to stop in St. Francisville, Louisiana. And this here, they have a bunch of antebellum period homes that you're going to get a chance to see. And all the striking architecture that goes along with them. Again, here in St. Francisville, they have the complimentary hop-on, hop-off bus. So you'll get to take part in that. And also at most of these ports here that we stop, if you don't want to do the hop-on, hop-off bus tour and you want to get a little more in-depth on certain things there, they do offer what they call, the cruise company does offer what they call the premium shore excursion. So what you can do for a fee, they usually have 1 or 2 excursions at most of these ports that you can choose from, and then you can sign up to do those as well. But again, those are all self-pay, and they just kind of dwell deeper into the history of that particular area. So that might be something you want to think of and then think about. Then the next day, that'll get us into Baton Rouge. And Baton Rouge is a little different than the rest of these towns we've been already in. St. Francisville, Natchez, Vicksburg, so on and so forth. They're little smaller towns and smaller areas. we're going to get into Baton Rouge, Louisiana today. And this city is a little bit bigger city, and they don't offer any hop on or hop off buses here. But you'll get a chance to just take, if you choose, a slow stroll along the riverbank and just enjoy the quietness and the tranquility. And again, maybe there's things, this might be a day that you want to go out and explore for a while and come back and have lunch and go back out and explore again. And, you know, it's perfectly fine that you do that. And again, there's always activities going on the riverboat, so you can take part in those if you don't want to be out and about all day. Again, I talked about the River Lorraine programs that they offer on the boat while you're on there. You can, you know, learn about those and go listen to those programs. Maybe you want to watch a video of some sort, or just go find a couple of your friends and have a good card game. You know, it's whatever you choose to do. Then the next day, we'll cruise again overnight, late afternoon and overnight and all that, and we'll get to hang out in the evenings. That's what I'm really looking forward to, is just sitting outside in the evenings as we're slowly cruising down the river. That's cool. I'm really looking forward to that. So the next day, we're going to get into Nottoway, Louisiana. And here, we at Northland have put in this is one of the places that offered a premium excursion. And so we went ahead and included this in. This is one of my favorite things to do. And so we went ahead and included this in on our package price. And while we're in Nottoway, you'll get a chance to get out and explore that area for a while. But the really fun thing we're going to do there is we're going to take a Cajun swamp boat tour there, where we're going to get back into the bayous and the swamps. And you're going to see alligators and all the Spanish moss draping off the cypress trees. And it's really, really cool to see. It's one of my when I get down there, it's one of my favorite things to do. I just love it. You get sometimes within just a few feet of these massive alligators, you know, and they're out there sunning themselves on the little sandy beaches. And it's really a cool thing to see. So we decided we wanted to get that in there to make sure everybody has a chance to do that while we're down there. So we're going to do that. Then once we get back to the riverboat that night, that's going to be our last night on board the riverboat. So just one last chance to enjoy the beauty of the vessel and the beautiful area that we're sailing down through. So then that gets us into day 9, and that will take us into New Orleans. We'll cruise into New Orleans early morning that day. And then about 8 o'clock or so, I'd say, we'll disembark off of the riverboat one last time. But our day is not done. This is some extra stuff that Northland, again, is thrown in, that we've thrown in we wanted you to do. We don't want to get you to New Orleans and just have to leave right away. Want you to get there and be able to see what's going on there. So once we get off the riverboat, we will be met by a local step-on guide and a bus that's going to do about a 2 or 3 hour city tour of the area. And while we're on this city tour, we're going to go through the Garden District. We're going to see some of the big mansions, beautiful mansions, Audubon Park, and we're going to even visit a city cemetery. Down there in the New Orleans area in southern Louisiana, the water table is so high down there that all of their cemeteries are above ground cemeteries. So you're going to learn what those are all about. It's really kind of cool to hear them talk about those. So we'll do that, and then we'll get you back after we're done with and completed our city tour. Then we will take you down to the French Quarter, and we're going to let you spend the afternoon in the French Quarter. This is what New Orleans is all about. Everybody talks about the French Quarter. You'll go down there and you'll get get a good lunch down there. Our step-on guide that we have in the morning, she's going to give you some good recommendations on whatever type of food you're looking for. She's going to give you some good suggestions on certain restaurants that you might want to try while you're down there. And then after you have lunch, you can just wander if you want to, over to the French market. And this is really cool because this is a huge outdoor market that they have where you can pick up souvenirs and all kinds of good things. It'll easily you can easily kill a couple hours in there just exploring around. That's really neat. And so then later that afternoon, we'll meet up again with our bus that we've had for the day. He'll take us out to the airport, and we will fly back home that evening, then back to Des Moines. We'll have another Atlanta layover and then fly back into Des Moines. So that's just a little bit about everything that we have to offer on this trip. Again, I'm super excited about this. I can't wait. I did want to just go over and tell you a little bit about everything that is included in on this trip. All the airport and hotel transfers, of course, all the gratuities are prepaid. They're all included. The Memphis City tour, the Cajun Swamp tour, the New Orleans tour. And we'll have 8 nights of lodging, of course. Seven of them will be aboard the American Queen. And all together, including the meals on the American Queen, we'll have 19 meals that will be included in on this package. And again, what's great about this package, or this tour is definitely confirmed, a definite go. We've got, a few already signed up for this trip, but it is a confirmed definite go, regardless if we've got 10 people or we've got 30 people, we're going to go. So that's always something good to know. As far as pricing on this trip, we up until a little while ago, if you've been looking at this trip here in the past couple months that I've had it out, we didn't have air. But as of just a few days ago, Rhonda was able to get air priced for this package. So now the pricing that is on this new sell sheet, new information sheet does include air. So this is the total price. And pricing here is $39.54 per person inside room, double occupancy. If you're looking at an ocean view that's got just the big window, that is $48.54. And the regular walkout balcony is $51.54 per person. But again, there's lots of extras that we've included in on this price. Like I said, the swamp boat tour and the city tours and all that. So we've added a lot of extra things in we want to get you there, and we want you to enjoy it fully while you're there, so that you feel like you've really seen and did everything.
Right.
I think
this tour, like you said, Deb, it's just another example. When you travel with Northland, it's like you're just not gonna, stop at New Orleans and say you've been to New Orleans. You're gonna experience New Orleans. So
exactly.
you made the time to with the tour and get into the French Quarter and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Good.
Well, sounds like another awesome trip. Again, it's April 10th through the 18th of 2022. You can find this itinerary on the website, northlandtravel.com. If you'd like an itinerary mailed to you, you can call Rhonda at the number listed below. And we certainly look forward to seeing who's going to sign up for this trip. We've got a good amount of time to get some friends and have a plan to join you. And this one's, again, not till 2022, but gosh, the summer is ticking away and time flies by. So if this is a trip that interests you, definitely get it on your 2022 calendar and give us a call.
Another thing I did want to mention too is, like I said, we've got a few signed up for this, and this is a confirmed go. Rhonda has been given only so many. When she made these reservations, she was given, when you make group reservations on these riverboats, you're given only X amount of balcony rooms, X amount of ocean view rooms, and so on and so forth. And needless to say, the balconies are the ones that are the most popular with everybody. And they are the ones that are selling the fastest. So if you're thinking about doing this and you know that you want to do the balcony just to get the ultimate experience of all this, please don't wait too long, because we want to make sure that you have the opportunity to get what you choose to want to, pay for and what you want to experience. So make sure you just don't wait too long to get in on this.
For sure. Definitely keep that in mind. And again, check out the website. We've got many of our itineraries listed there, including Albuquerque. I'm going to give it one last plug here on this video. July 30th is the deadline for the Albuquerque hot air balloon fiesta trip that Deb takes. And again, another amazing tour there. So check that out on the website and give us a call. And thank you for joining us again. And from Deb and I and everyone at Northland Travel, we're just going to tell y'all happy 4th of July and enjoy your time. Hopefully you're getting together with family and, celebrating the 4th. So
getting back to normal again.
Yes. Have a very safe and happy 4th of July. And we look forward to visiting with you again soon. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Bye-bye, folks.